Hey guys, what's up? Joe again with another fucking coffee. All right, so in my previous video, I showed you how I get stock footage from YouTube, right? Using the 4K downloader, right? So in this case, I'm gonna not necessarily show you how I get footage, but pretty much show you like something that I do when I want to get like a help when it comes to color correcting and do some kind of artistic bullshit when when I make my videos or when I make my thumbnails, right? So in this case, I typed in gradient stock footage on my YouTube search bar, right? Now I'm gonna click on the first one just to make things simple, and we get this gradient looking thing, right? And this is from Mike Bike. It looks like he has a bunch of like stock footage, so you guys can check him out, right? So Mike Bike, thank you. So here's the stock footage. So what I'm gonna do is, like I showed you in my previous video, where the fuck are you? I'm gonna use my 4K downloader. I'm gonna copy the YouTube link for this video, select it all. I'm gonna copy to my 4K downloader. I'm gonna hit paste link. It's gonna do this thingamajig. I'm gonna select high definition. I'm gonna choose where I want it. I'm gonna put it and just say downloads from internet. I'll hit OK, save it, and download, right? And there you go. All right, so here's my gradient, right? I already got it downloaded. So this is how I use something like this. All right, so I'm here in After Effects, right? And usually for the most part, when I do my thumbnails, I always use After Effects because I'm just very familiar with it. I just fly right through this shit, right? So if you're used to doing it on Photoshop, then cool, more power to you, but I'm just used to doing this shit in After Effects, so yeah, whatever. So I got a composition here as a 1080p, no big deal, right? I dropped in that stock footage that just downloaded, right? So as you can see, I got my gradient here going. Pretty cool. So now obviously I need a picture, right? So I'm just gonna search for some fucking dumb picture of mine, which shouldn't be hard to find. Yeah, I guess I used the same fucking pictures last time. Let's see. So here's my stock footage. That's like, what the fuck is blocking? Well, what you do is if you go here on the mode, and pretty much you just start messing around with like the transfers, with the blending modes. You can mess around. You can get some cool results actually if you mess around with it. Now, a shortcut basically to scroll down these one by one without clicking on the pull down menu. If you hold shift and then do the plus and minus sign, you start going through all the different type of blend modes, right? One individually, one by one. So holding shift and either the plus or minus sign, you start going through all of them, right? So I'm just gonna screw through these until I find something I like, which, maybe. Actually, that looks cool. That looks deep. And now the cool thing is, like, okay, we have the blend mode. I selected the classic color burn. Okay, not bad. Now you can hit the transparency and you can reduce it, all that stuff, or you can get say the curves. Let's go to effects. You can hit curves, right? Curves. You can drag on top of your stock footage you just got, and then you can mess around with the curves a bit if you want. Let's see, that was on red. Now the cool thing about this method is basically this: since you have a gradient stock footage or whatever, pretty much no matter what point of the video, if you scroll over it, that's always something different, right? So instead of you fucking around to find something specific that you want, with all the filters and all the shit, but you using a gradient filter with a certain transparency, with a certain blending mode, you could just click on the timeline thing and you go over it, and pretty much you can start messing around with it until you find something that kind of suits you, right? So say I went from this, which kind of looks alright, but then if I start messing around with it, it's yeah, let's do that. Alright, that's cool, right? Simple as that. So then from there, I don't know, you say you can add a blend mode. Say let's go to, I'll do a right click and go to new. Let's do an adjustment layer. Say right click, rename. Let's just say another curves. So I'm gonna grab my curves thing again. I'm gonna drop it on my curves adjustment layer. So now I'll start messing with it so it can start messing with this thing. Reduce the blue, some more yellows pop out. Yeah, let's fuck around with the green a bit. Cool shit. Now let's say you just want to get artistic, right? Let's solo the main layer, that's me, right? So I'm gonna get the pen tool. Just gonna cut myself out super quick. Alright, I'm gonna duplicate my color layer. You can select your color layer. You go to edit, duplicate. Alright, so we've got another one here. I'm gonna bring this one down to the bottom. And for the, I'm just gonna set this to normal, right? So say this specific part as you move, kind of like this position right here, right? you like the way how this looks, right? You don't want to like mess with it whatsoever, right? But you want to change the background, right? What you could do is you can like leave the timeline by itself. You don't mess with that, right? And then pretty much you could just grab this layer by itself and then move it. You can just find something that you like, right? Or pretty much the color layer, the one that's kind of giving us the look on top of our image. You can right click on it, then you can go to time, and you go freeze frame. And then pretty much where your playhead is at, it's going to do a freeze frame right here. So now, let's see if I hide that, the background. Let's see, no matter where you go, it's frozen at this frame during the whole duration of this like clip, right? So you don't have to worry about like your image changing as you move your playhead, right? But the background, since this is YouTube, right, it's always about like bright ass colors and shit. So you can just crank this up a bit. Yeah, right now I'm just fucking around. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. It's just red. Let's see. Just fucking around with the curves until I find something I like. Let's get my image here. Let's duplicate this guy. Select it. Go to edit. Go to duplicate. I'm gonna select the bottom one. I'm gonna hit M twice. That's for mask. So if I'm gonna hit the mask expansion, I'm gonna increase it, right? So that's just gonna increase like the boundaries of the mask I created, right? So I'm gonna go to my effects and presets. I'm gonna hit fill. I'm gonna grab the fill filter and I'm gonna drop it to when you duplicate it later that I created with the mask expansion. And pretty much what that does is gonna like fill like the background layer to like a solid color. So now I have more options of what I want to do, right? You know how fucking most YouTubers, they do that border shit. So let's do white just to be fucking funny. Yeah, sure. Just mess around, find right there. That's cool. So I'm gonna do a whip to this layer here. That way these two are together. So if I move this guy by itself, then the background layer moves around by itself as well. And yeah, that's basically it. You know, I'm sure you guys can like see the potential like messing around with this thing. Now you have like a background with a bunch of fucking colors and all this stuff. You know, you have the weird gradient going on in your image and all this stuff. And just like, you know, it's very, very simple and basic. Now, obviously, I'll put more time into this if I want to make it look a specific way, right? But pretty much this is how I get started, right? Then I started fucking around with the colors and I started adding glows or whatever. So yeah, I can do that really quick. Let's go to right click, new, adjustment layer. And then rename this, let's just say glow. Go to my effects presets. A glow, drop a glow on this guy, increase the radius. So I'm gonna increase the threshold a bit, increase the radius. There you go. Now I'm in a dream sequence apparently. You know, yeah, it's about messing around. You know, if you want to like, let's see, let's add an invert. Something I do too. That's like I mess with the invert a lot. Grab an invert for like the bottom background layer. See the reds. Oh, there you go. So you start messing around with it. Contrasting colors up, right? There you go. A bunch of random shit. I don't know. I'm not gonna mess with this too long because I want to keep the video short. But as you can see, you know, like grabbing like a gradient stock footage, and then like messing around with the blending modes, and then, you know, just add whatever you want on top of it. You're able to get some good variety of colors and other stuff that you may not think about, right? Because, you know, obviously doing everything from scratch can like take a while, but if as long as you mess with like gradient stock footage, like it could be a variety of colors, you know, just by looking for gradient stock footage, you have a lot of potential of like stuff you can do, right? You know, all these can come up with a variety of colors that, you know, you wouldn't think possible, but it's all about messing around and see what you come up with, right? That's how I usually come up with a lot of my shit. It's just a bunch of weird crap. I just do a bunch of blend modes together, then somehow I find something I like, and yeah, that's basically it. So if you look at my thumbnails, you see all the crazy colors and shit like that. That's pretty much all I'm doing. Basically, I get like stock footage, and then I do like the blend modes, and I just mess around until I find something that I like, and then there you go, right? Makes life a lot easier, and also I like discovering to see what comes up with. You know, it's part of the reason I like doing this, doing it that way, because like I don't know exactly what I'm gonna get. So by me messing around with it, I come across something that looks cool. I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm happy with that. Anyways, that's it. That's all I got for you. Hope it helps. Peace.